Did the ancient Egyptians possess the secrets to timeless beauty and immaculate hygiene? Uncover the mystique of their 7 extraordinary practices in this journey through the ages. Picture this: scorching deserts, sweltering heat, and sandy winds galore. Now imagine trying to stay clean in such a place without a water park in sight. That was the daily struggle of the ancient Egyptians. But don't worry, they had some seriously wild tricks up their sleeves. From mystical makeup to milk-soaked baths that would make a spa jealous, they were hygiene pioneers. So grab your time machine, or just keep scrolling, and let's journey back to discover the wacky and wonderful hygiene practices of ancient Egypt. Number 1. The Eye of Horus, cosmetic and protective. Ever wondered how the ancient Egyptians pulled off that mesmerizing eye makeup? Well, they called it the Eye of Horus, and it was like ancient Egyptian war paint for the soul. This makeup wasn't just about looking fly, it was a hardcore guardian for your peepers. Imagine a killer combo of eyeliner and mystical bodyguard. That's what Eye of Horus makeup was all about. They used this super cool mix of ground-up minerals like malachite and galena and turned it into this captivating black liner. This magical eyeliner wasn't just about making those eyes pop, it was like a shield of power. The ancient Egyptians believed it could protect them from the evil eye, diseases, and negative vibes. No wonder they looked so confident and fabulous all the time. But the Eye of Horus wasn't just about warding off bad juju, it had some practical perks too. That thick coal lining helped protect their eyes from the blinding sun and pesky sandstorms, almost like sunglasses, but way more fashionable. Number 2, the use of Natron. The ancient Egyptians took dental care to a whole new level with their secret weapon, Natron. No, it's not the name of an alien from a sci-fi movie. It's a natural blend of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate, and they used it for everything, even mummification. Now imagine those sweltering Egyptian days, right? Dust and grit everywhere. No one wants to go around flashing a set of chompers that look like they've been gnawing on sandpaper. So, the Egyptians got creative. They'd mix natron with water and rub that gritty paste on their teeth. It was like ancient toothpaste, but with a rough edge. But wait, there's more. They didn't stop at pearly whites. They used Natron for daily cleansing routines too. It was their all-in-one cleaner. You've got dirty laundry? Natron. A greasy kitchen pot? Natron. Need to scrub off some graffiti from your pyramid wall? You guessed it, Natron. This stuff was the Mr. Clean of the ancient world. And when it came to oral hygiene, it was a game changer. Sure, it might have felt like a miniature sandstorm in your mouth, but it did the trick. Those Egyptians knew that flashing a bright smile in the desert heat was a true power move. But that is not all. They also used something else for their dental hygiene. Which brings me to number 3, dental powder delight. Picture this. You're a fancy ancient Egyptian, chilling by the Nile River, sipping on some lotus flower tea and nibbling on papyrus chips. Life is good, but what about those teeth? They've got to stay as dazzling as the sun over the pyramids. So, what's the secret to a killer smile in the land of the pharaohs? Dental powder, my friend. Not the stuff you sprinkle on donuts, though. We're talking about a mix of ash, eggshells, and pumice. Yep, eggshells. Who knew your morning omelette could be part of an oral care routine? But it doesn't stop there. The ancient Egyptians weren't content with just powdered eggshells. They spiced things up with herbs and spices like mint and frankincense. Imagine brushing your teeth with a blend of your grandma's secret spices. Now that's a mouthful. Why all this fuss? Well, hygiene was a big deal back then. They believed that keeping their chompers in check not only kept the dentist away, but also ensured a smooth journey into the afterlife. So, while your modern toothpaste might have a fancy marketing campaign, the Egyptians had eggshells and some herbs to keep those smiles gleaming. Number 4. Henna for hair and nails. All right, let's talk henna. And no, We're not discussing your aunt's crazy floral tattoo. Ever wonder how ancient Egyptians rocked fabulous hair and nails in a world before salons? They had a secret weapon, henna. Yep, that's right. The same stuff people today use for temporary tattoos was a beauty essential in the land of pharaohs. So you're probably thinking, wait, henna for hair and nails? How does that even work? Well, buckle up. First off, they weren't using henna for funky colors. This wasn't a punk rock salon. Instead, they used it for its magical conditioning powers. Think of it as nature's hair mask. It gave their locks a lustrous shine, fought off scalp nasties, and made their hair smell as sweet as a bed of roses. Nails weren't left out of the henna party either. Ancient Egyptians knew that good nails weren't just for clawing your way to the front of the pyramid line. Henna wasn't just about looks. It had antifungal powers that kept nails healthy. And as a bonus, it probably made mummy fingers look more fabulous too. Number 5. Daily shaving habits. Now, you might be thinking, what's so wild about shaving? Well, get this. They didn't just shave to keep their chin smooth as a baby's bottom. It was a big deal. Imagine you're an Egyptian strolling around the bustling streets of Thebes. Your beard is as scarce as rain in the Sahara. Why, you ask? It's not just about looking fancy. There's more to the story. Shaving in ancient Egypt wasn't just a personal choice. It was a symbol of status and sophistication. No scruff for these folks. Shaving your head wasn't just a fashion statement. It was a way to beat the heat. In a climate that could rival a sauna, a shaved head meant staying cool as a cucumber. But it wasn't only about the bald look. There was a spiritual side too. Priests and pharaohs would shave every hair on their bodies, including their eyebrows. Why? It was all about purity and connection with the gods. No stray hair was getting between them and their divine chat. Now, for the regular folks who weren't ruling the land, wigs were all the rage. These weren't just any wigs. They were like the luxury cars of ancient Egypt. Whether it was fashion, function, or just flaunting, wigs had it all. It's like wearing a crown, but a comfy hair crown. So, shaving wasn't just about looking slick. It was a lifestyle and a statement. Number 6. The cone of perfume. Have you ever thought about wearing your perfume like a hat? Well, in ancient Egypt, they pretty much did just that. Perfume was a big deal, and they had a quirky way of carrying it around. Imagine this. You're out and about in the land of the pyramids, and it's hot enough to fry an egg on your head. You probably want to smell nice, right? That's where the cone of perfume comes in. Now, I know what you're thinking. A cone? On your head? How does that work? Well, it's a tad unconventional, but it's cooler than you'd expect. These cones were made of perfumed fat and other scented goodies. They weren't just for smelling good. They were also fashion statements. Imagine rocking a cone that oozes scents all day long, leaving a fragrant trail as you stroll through the bazaar. It's like having your own personal air freshener, but it doesn't stop there. These cones weren't just about smelling sweet. They were a symbol of status and beliefs. Wearing one meant you were kind of a big deal in the ancient Egyptian social hierarchy. It was like walking around with a fancy crown of scent. So, while we might stick to traditional perfume bottles these days, ancient Egyptians knew how to turn everyday grooming into a fragrant and fashionable affair. Who knew that your grandma's old perfume bottles were a step down from a fragrant hat? Number 7. Bathing in milk and oils. Ever dreamt of taking a bath in milk and oils? Not just a late-night fantasy. The ancient Egyptians had it all figured out. It's like they wanted to be the smoothest mummies in the afterlife. Picture this: Cleopatra herself, lounging in a tub filled with warm milk and fragrant oils, relaxing after a long day of ruling Egypt. Yes, you read that right. Milk and oils weren't just for cereal and cooking. They used them for their skin. Now, you might be thinking, isn't bathing in milk and oils a bit extra? Well, it was more than just extra. It was the ancient Egyptian version of a spa day. Not only did it make their skin feel as soft as a baby's bottom, but it also made them smell like a garden in bloom. And that's it from this video. See you in the next one.